Welcome back to another episode of I Can Do This All Day. I'm Dan, the Part-Time Avenger. That's Mark, the Resident Jedi.
Hello there. So with all the talk and craziness of aliens actually being real and us having some sort of alien spacecraft packed away somewhere, we thought it would be very appropriate for us to revisit a classic 90s movie about aliens visiting the world and how the world reacts. The first movie anybody thinks of when they thinks of 90s movies with aliens, the incredible Tim Burton masterpiece, Mars Attacks.
I was going to say Coneheads. We're watching Coneheads this week.
but
yeah, Mars Attacks. I didn't even realize this was a Tim Burton movie. I have not watched this movie until about 6 or 7 months ago, and very surprised as to what it was all about. Now, I wasn't 100% invested in it. I think we were making like Christmas cookies or something to that effect, but pretty decent chuckles and some shocking moments that I did like. So why not give this movie a go, just because of so many different things out there in the media, whether you believe it or not. There's unidentified flying objects. Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 is right. After all this time, there are some aliens, maybe, but at the very least, UFOs. So, Mark, what do you think about aliens and UFOs? Do you believe in them? Are you a believer? Do you believe? Do you believe? Do you believe?
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful it's more Star Trek than Mars Attacks, but we'll get into that.
Okay. Well, I guess we should just go ahead and jump right into it. And for those who have never tuned into a watch along before, we literally watch the movie and sometimes not watch the movie, but provide our commentary along with everything, along with discussing some other things in life, such as, do aliens exist? Or at least that's
Very
what it's going to be like. Yeah.
Hopefully
least,
you don't want to watch this along with the first time you watch the movie.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Mars Attacks and you just feel like popping it in while we watch, fantastic. Go do it. We implore you to do so. So I'm going to hit play on my service right now. Mark, you ready to roll?
Hey, give me a countdown. I got to get up and actually push play on something.
Manual labor. What do you do? All right. So I'm going to give you a countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hitting play. And so right now, the Warner Brothers logo is popping up along with a flying saucer, or perhaps an unidentified flying object. Very true to life. Four miles outside of Lockjaw, Kentucky. I wonder
if
that's
ever been to Lockjaw, Kentucky?
I was just going to say, is that a real place? Because it sounds...
Apparently they make taffy there.
It sounds so made up. You son of a bitch. For the record, that guy's not Filipino.
Why does it have to be for the record?
Because apparently anywhere before the 2010s, everyone was racist and they all just threw out random Asians as their identification.
Wow. I'm sorry, bro.
Yes, your white privilege made you negated from that issues, but it's okay. I've got thick skin, unfortunately.
Oh man, they really had a barbecue there.
So yeah, Tim Burton, no freaking clue he made this movie.
This was in the Tim Burton sweet spot, though, the early 90s.
I think this was a movie that just, I remember it getting a lot of press, or at least, it was heavily advertised because it had such a star-studded cast. I mean, just for the first few seconds, there's so many names in this movie.
Oh yeah, no, it's huge. This is like 2 years after A Few Good Men. Jack Nicholson is at the peak. He did Wolf before this. He's huge. And then you got like, Pierce Brosnan during his Bond run, and Annette Bening when she was huge, Sarah Jessica Parker right before Sex
Tom
and the City.
Jones, man. Tom fucking Jones.
I mean, it's not unusual to love Tom Jones.
Natalie Portman's in this too. Holy shit. I didn't even recognize her in the first time I watched this.
Yeah.
When they say Lisa Marie, are they talking about Lisa Marie Presley?
I don't think so. No, she was a Calvin Klein model.
Paul Winfield of Terminator lore. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Lore. I like that it's lore.
It is because it's just nothing but a phenomenon.
Oh, nice. Nice. There's an inordinate amount of ships approaching the Earth.
That's
very many.
So Danny Elfman, of Oingo Boingo fame, along with multiple Tim Burton movies,
and
the score
Oscars for scoring.
Yeah. He is talented, but he has a very particular sound.
I mean, he is Halloween, if you will.
So he did the second Avengers movie score, the Age of Ultron. And I actually like that score, but it's definitely not, the Alan Silvestri score that, if they started playing Danny Elfman's version of the Avengers theme song during Endgame, I don't think people would be as hyped.
Yeah, no.
You ever been to DC before?
I have. It is an awesome town to visit and see all the little sites and all the free museums and stuff.
Oh, I think we did talk about this. Did we talk about this on
awesome.
Ghosted or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah. We actually toured the White House.
Hmm.
We send an email to a congressman and they get you passes and shit. It was surprisingly tiny. I mean, I can see Jack Nicholson as the president. Can you see Martin Short advising the president?
No, but there we are with Paul Winfield. Just a fantastic actor in fantastic movies. James Bond himself smoking a pipe.
Rod Steiger for me here is the winner in this movie. I cannot even his performance just keeps getting better and better.
What else is he from?
On the Waterfront and In the Heat of the Night. He's in some older movies.
That was like the only name when I was younger that I didn't recognize. I recognized every other name, and I was like, "Who the hell is Rod Steiger?"
He was also in a movie with your boy Ernie Reyes Jr. that I told you to watch called Pool Hall Junkies.
Oh, okay.
Highly underrated movie. And randomly Natalie Portman. How would you feel about this random first lady picking of all the things?
I think I'm fine with it, but they're all just really playing into almost every trope, like right off the bat, with the Oval Office, the first lady. I mean, it looks like Glenn Close is basically just like a carbon copy of one of the previous first ladies. Just take your pick, and that's what she is.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting they did Vegas in this, and it's like just borderline before Vegas was cool again. And poor Jim Brown. Like, how did he get talked into this? Hall of Famer, R.I.P. Jim Brown.
Was he Cleveland Brown?
He was the Cleveland Brown.
I don't know why I thought that he was or wasn't, but I don't know. I never really followed football all that much, like, before I was born. So, but yeah, it's Jim Brown. I just know or have heard from like black exploitation movies. And then speaking of black exploitation, you got Pam Grier in here,
Yeah, no, they
who,
definitely got two of the more famous blaxploitation actors in this for sure.
and this is right around the time. Was it either before or after Tarantino used her? Because I feel like that was like also another resurgence of her career.
Yeah, this came out in 96 and let me and Jackie Brown came out in 97, so it was around the same time.
Okay.
I love the just out there costuming here. It's so Tim Burton, but
It
like
is.
sleepery Tim Burton. And having Escape in the background is the just the this might be one of the calmer Tim Burton movies from an emo perspective, but it is great.
You think it's calmer? I don't know about that. We're
It's
just
not
scratching the
dark,
surface right
right? Like
now.
it's not like Edward Scissorhandsy or Batman.
Sure. Until they start disintegrating humans, right?
Spoilers,
Sorry,
spoilers.
40-year-old, or well, 30-year-old spoilers. Sorry for all those that haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
And if you are watching this for your first time, what's wrong with you? Like,
I, hang on
why
a
would
minute.
you?
Hang on a minute. You're 6 months from your first viewing.
No, but that's regardless of that. I'm talking about why would you watch this movie for the first time with the podcast? We feel honored, by the way, if you are, but that makes zero
I
sense.
mean, because we're just that excellent at picking movies for people to watch.
I wanted to do like the Bill and Ted air guitar, like once you said excellent.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Was it Marty McFly who made you want to do air guitar?
He made me want to jump off of an amp and play the guitar on my back. That's what Michael J. Fox wanted me to do, or made me want to do.
I love how she's got the Taco Bell dog. She's borrowing him.
Such a cute dog, though.
I love the giant teleprompter.
I mean, those still exist, right? If anything, they're not necessarily giant teleprompters, but just giant TVs now that put up their prompting,
Mhm.
right? It looks like a very subpar pizza that she's about to eat.
It's more New York style than than Chicago style.
I wouldn't even say New York style. That just looks like Pizza Hut style or Domino's style pizza right there.
And the famous Bob's Donut World from Iron Man 2.
That's not no. It's Randy's Donuts. Randy's Donuts is in Iron Man 2.
You think that there's a Bob's Donut World? It's the same set.
I don't know. But don't disrespect Randy's Donuts.
Have you ever been to Randy's Donuts?
Yeah, I have.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm jealous. I've not made it out there.
They're pretty freaking sweet. They're good. They're good donuts. And actually, the last time I was out in Southern California, I was asking people some opinions on donuts. And I was like, is it as good as Randy's? And like this one guy was just like, oh God, I'm like, no, Randy's is like the armpit of donuts. And I can't remember the name of the donut place they were talking about, but it was basically like the crumble cookie version of donut shops, which if you like crumble cookies, great, that's fine. But crumble cookies aren't really great cookies.
I beg to differ.
Okay, you can,
Disagree.
but
And
they're
also,
not. They're all the same. They all have the same texture, and then they just put a shitload of toppings on there. Which I'm a big fan of toppings and all different types of donuts or cookies, but that's where I like to have a little bit of variety for donuts and cookies, where different texture. Get crazy with the toppings. Fucking put sprinkles and Starburst and beef jerky in it. I don't care, but I don't want them all to have the same mouthfeel, if you will.
okay. You need some differentiated mouthfeel. I
Yeah,
get
I
it.
want I want
And
like a chewy cookie. I'm okay with like a sugar cookie texture, but everything is like a sugar cookie texture for crumble.
man, you're really picky about this. This is like a deep. I think you need to talk to somebody about it.
No, it's just the truth. In terms of donuts, I don't want just cake donuts. Cake donuts, yeast donuts, maybe some apple fritter in there. I like variety. It's a spice of life. And god
It is
damn it, Sarah
flexible.
Jessica Parker looks like she just popped out of a Crayola box.
Yeah, no, her wardrobe in this is, yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know. But to confirm, I Googled it. That donut world is 100% Randy's Donuts.
Okay.
They 100% use that as a set location. And that is 100% the Taco Bell dog. Completely unconfirmed. I forgot Jack Black was in this.
He's so good at everything. And I'm not
And
a
he's
Jack
just
Black
so
fan.
random.
Yeah.
Like, if you had to say, pick me an actor to play the crazy brother who takes apart guns and puts them back together, Jack Black not in the top of the list. Jack Black's not even on the list.
But
Yet so good.
yeah, yeah.
What else was the grandma in?
I don't know.
She just looks familiar.
If any of those Martians come around here, I'm gonna kick their butts. What state is gonna say that phrase first? What?
I think we know. I think we're aware. And I think we also lost over Joe Don Baker from Bond movie fame.
Who is that?
The dad. The dad who
Oh,
was timing um Jack Black.
damn! Look at them overalls in the background, though. Those are some sweet threads.
Dude, what kind of open air arcade is going on over here? Did they even have to pay the bus fare? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, if this were shot nowadays, like there would be some Karen on the bus. Like, I don't know why they don't have to pay.
Oh, Karen. I love how they're trying to be Pretty Woman right now.
I was gonna say they were dressed like Mortal Kombat characters. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I don't disagree. Though hang on. This pink blazer with the blood red shirt. Yo.
Very Robert De Niro in Casino vibes.
Yes. Yeah, just so casino-y. Oh man. This poor guy just didn't know that Jim Brown could have just punched him right out for being such a jerk.
So when did you see this movie originally?
Oh, when it came out, I didn't see it in theaters, I don't think, but this was on cable a ton, and
Okay.
I watched the shit out of it.
I'm not going to cue the sad music just because of the sake of the watch along, but yeah, I didn't have cable back then, so I didn't really. Well, I should say I had the basic cable.
I
It took me forever to get that, but I didn't have any of the movie channels.
I wouldn't call what we had cable, Dan.
Black box.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was not the homeowner nor subscriber to any of these things. I just know that there were a lot of channels.
Hmm.
The chairs from Men in Black, conveniently reupholstered.
Those are sweet chairs. I like those chairs. Whenever I'm at like a hotel that has them, I make sure to sit in them.
You an egg
Just
chair
fun.
fan?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're very impractical for the home. Yet
Oh
really
yeah, for
cool.
sure. But in like an airport or like a hotel when you don't want someone snooping over your shoulder or anything like that.
I mean, offices, these are kind of coming back, right? Because you got your little pod areas to do your work when
Yeah.
nobody else is in the office while you're in the office.
For office life that is just thriving right now because of
Oh, dude.
COVID.
So, dude, everybody's RTO and
I read somewhere that Zoom, the company, was telling their employees they need to come back and work in the office. Just how ironic is that?
I have no comment on that. Complete ridiculousness. Ugh.
Do you like Sarah Jessica Parker?
Um, hot take, not at all.
It's
Not a
never a
fan
big fan
now,
of hers.
not a fan in the 90 in the back in the day, just not a fan. Just never saw the big deal. I'm sure many listeners will hold me accountable for that hot take, but yeah, I'm a no on
I mean, it's
SJ.
okay not to like her. That's fine. It's just a preference. All right, here's the fucking weird alien shit.
Check out the big brain on the aliens. I like how they're eating. The president is eating dinner at a TV tray.
Yeah, very like 1970s, right?
Yeah. Do you think Obama used a TV tray?
He had people just in bikinis feeding him grapes, fanning him down.
I don't think Michelle would stand for that, my friend. I like how they already understand the Martian anatomy. Like Pierce Brosnan has evaluated it.
Well, it's because he was smoking his pipe. That's why.
That's it. Would you say that pipes make you inherently look smarter or dumber?
I would think smarter.
What about the corn cob pipe?
I think it would just look like you're from the 1920s, I guess. I think they should start bringing pipes back. Like all those Gen Z people out there listening, bring pipes back. That's how it's nostalgia is always great. So bring them back. I don't smoke, otherwise I would.
This feels like they got like some wacky guy to redo to translate it. Like, who'd you get for that? We got the My Pillow guy. He completely translated this and did a spot on job. Spot on. Those pillow filaments, they all fit together in translated Martian.
I think Rod Steiger just pretty much said what everyone in the theater was thinking.
Oh, he says so many good things in this movie. I love the standard operating haircut for Secret Service.
I was gonna say he looks like one of the American gladiators.
Buzz it down, Nitro. Buzz it down.
No, Nitro never had that haircut. That was Laser had that haircut.
Sorry, I missed it. The net betting is so great in this.
This is exactly like this plays so much right now because
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sure someone, if they haven't already, they've said this like we we've been crying for help, and the other life forms are here to rescue us.
Yay, clap. The baby clap is amazing.
It's amazing that a Randy's Donuts would be out there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, they had to do what they had to do, that Randy. I think Randy's Donuts is just like, if I think that's the one, that's like the regular one. It's just kind of, they're shooting towards the field. I don't know. This Jack Black, just so great.
Tim Burton knew what he was doing when he made this movie, just from all the small little nuances of the wardrobe to the music to the different scene setting things that are, gonna fast forward the plot. Would you say that this movie is satire?
I'd love to say yes, and I think so, but it's scarily, like many other satires, becoming closer and closer to reality.
Does every old movie have like a Chevy truck like that in the country?
I
Like every
mean,
single one of them, right?
what's better than the bond with your grandma driving your old red truck?
Is that the only color that they made? That's the funny thing about that to me is, oh, is that the lady from The Wedding Singer?
I believe it might be. It's Sylvia Sidney. She was in Beetlejuice. She did not. She was not in The Wedding Singer.
Uh, she looks like just maybe it's just because she just looks like an old lady. She was the one that was singing the Sugar Hill Gang rap.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up who that was.
Her voice definitely isn't as Selma or Patty Simpson. Or well, no, they weren't Simpsons. Patty or Selma Bouvier from The Simpsons.
I like how you corrected yourself there.
Yeah.
The one from the young lady from The Wedding Singer was Ellen Dow.
Yes. Okay.
She
I don't
also
know.
was in Wedding Crashers,
Oh yeah.
multiple wedding movies for Miss Dow.
That's the type of dumb question that would happen at press releases or press conferences.
Oh, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Like satire or life. Damn, it's turning into life. Oh man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
How do you feel about taxidermy and your pets?
I talk about it as a joke, but yeah, that's just kind of, for me, just not a possibility.
I think it's sad for that old lady. And I also would be really interested in the weirdo who's down to do that.
When there's a demand.
Dude, that vintage record player. Pretty sweet. Pretty snazzy.
Yeah.
Love how Jim Brown's still out there running it in his tracksuit
In the middle of the street.
on the strip. I love the dual roles for Jack. Might as well get your money's worth when you got Nicholson. He apparently um signed up for this movie without reading the script because he enjoyed Tim Burton so much on Batman.
Hmm. Oh, that's right. I totally forgot.
And I might guess that if he read the script, he might have had like thoughts, just thoughts.
I wonder though, Jack Nicholson is a prime time player and can still demand some pretty big things, hence his Joker salary. So do you think with having dual roles in this movie, he was like, I want double the pay because I'm playing two characters?
I would guess if they gave him points, he'd just say yes. If they gave him like a pretty solid offer, if they gave him part of the gross or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like that's how they were paying big talent back then. It was like they would give them a cut of so much. And that's changed so much, and that's why the strike's going on now is so much of the compensation model's changed.
Yeah.
But I mean, this movie is, let me the budget on it had to be insane. I'm looking. So overall budget for this movie, what do you think it was?
I mean, there's a lot of big names. I would say that you're probably looking at about 75 million.
Close, 70.
Oh.
70. Give me a guess at what the gross worldwide was for it.
I think this tanked. If my At least that's what I thought. But I would probably say maybe 110 million.
Close again, 101 with
No
an
shit.
opening
Wow.
weekend of 9.3.
Wow. So
Not,
still considered a dog, right? Because
oh yeah,
it
no,
didn't
they
make it.
barely made their money back on it.
Yeah.
US gross, US and Canada gross was only 37.7. Like, is not good.
Of all places that would enjoy this type of movie, only 37 million.
But remember, this came out in the 90s and was one of those movies that did amazingly well on rental.
Yeah.
And that's where they made their money.
Definitely don't little bit of revenue that can be made on digital purchases, but yeah, Matt Damon was right. Streaming services have kind of ruined the movie industry.
We don't get a lot of movies like this anymore.
Oh, we do. We just don't watch them. They exist.
Do they?
It's just the filler on streaming services where you'll occasionally be on a streaming service and be like, whoa, this movie has a ton of people. How come I've never heard of this?
Because it's terrible.
I mean, arguably this is as well. It depends on what you're going into this movie thinking it is, right? I mean, with a name like Mars Attacks, you've got two different ways they can go with it. Complete satire, at least that your perception of what it would be, or utter devastation, like War of the Worlds. This is a little bit of both.
Yeah, it is, and I think that's awesome.
It is, but it's so confusing for theater goers and even people that are renting movies.
I mean, you got to see the back of the box for this one. I mean, it was right there.
Got to see the front of the box. Big fucking Martian on there.
Yeah, yeah. And Annette Bening with her crystals. Oh, this is great. This is the part of the movie where you really get like the full Burton effect.
This also reminds me of that one movie with, I think it's Reese Witherspoon, where she plays like a giant bitch. Um, it's an no, it's an animated movie where she's like a giant, like King Kong sized Cyclops woman, I think. But basically, like she's friends with like a bunch of aliens or monsters or something, and things go badly.
Are you talking about like monsters versus aliens?
I think so. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. That movie also not very successful.
What is with that? Like why not?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I do think that if there was an alien landing now, that it would be one of those few things that everybody watches at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. I would.
Live. I don't
I
remember
would.
the last time something like that happened
Um,
where everybody tuned in.
what about that last rocket that shot up into space? You don't think
I
that
didn't even
people
know it
tuned in?
happened, buddy.
Hmm.
They just tell you about that in Florida so you can duck and cover if it falls down your way.
So since we know what's going to happen here because the movie's called Mars Attacks, uh, when you first saw this movie, did you think it was just going to be just utter decimation right off the bat?
I mean, the previews let the cat out of the bag a bit, but I just thought that the way they did the alien spacecraft was such a cool throwback. Like it's very like mid-century modern 50s kind of aliens.
Yeah. He's going to wish they were Terminators.
Yeah. And they love the slow ramp. It's got to be slow. Can't be a fast ramp. There goes the ramp. Nice and slow.
What do you think a UFO or like a alien spacecraft looks like? Do you think it looks like a saucer, like a flying saucer?
No. No, I would think it is something in a much cooler aerodynamic fashion that we're not yet aware of. I don't think it's rusty and riveted together like this. And I don't think like preserved Ric Flair comes out of it. Everybody's just so enthralled.
Would you go to the alien
Oh,
site?
hell no. Hell no. I mean, but in this case, like, is there a way to survive this level of attack? Like, if aliens really decided it was time, like, how you gonna make it through? If society falls down, do you want to survive and have to go through survival? Like, where's I don't even know.
Fuck this guy. Everyone's like, yeah, that's right. They're nice. Do you think aliens will be friendly if we ever meet them?
I think that that's the hope, but it it really, it's very dependent, right? Like if you look at as we advance as a society, have we become more peaceful or more aggressive?
It's debatable.
I mean, if we can't figure out peace amongst our own world, how are we gonna figure out peace amongst worlds? And do we make the dumbass mistake of being aggressive when the aliens decide to come here? We already have their fucking bodies and things, apparently. Like, I don't think they're gonna be super happy about that. Or that guy that was left here could have just been the jerk. Damn hippies.
Fucking dove. That's hilarious.
Is the worst practical effects dove you ever did see. And then it goes CGI, and then it goes poof.
Whoops. And this is where it goes badly.
Is it kind of cool that the alien weapons kill you the same way that the Holy Grail does? Like you just incinerate into a skeleton and fall to the ground.
I was hoping for some other type of ray guns, but they definitely nailed it with the sounds of the ray guns.
Here comes the hero, Captain America, Jack Black coming in. He's running for the DeLorean. He's gonna try and save everyone.
Michael J. Fox. I wish that he just had a much bigger resume than he has.
I
I
mean,
would just
he's got
enjoy
a pretty
seeing him.
crazy good resume.
He
And he
does.
did
He
some
does.
he did some terrible movies in the 90s that were just great. Uh-oh. Jack Black's gun.
Very Jack Black death.
Yeah. It's perfect. The Chihuahua is the best part.
Such an awful off-screen death.
Oh man. I love that they grabbed her purse though, so she could have her effects. Oh man. It was the dove's fault.
Speaking of nukes, have you
Yep.
heard or entertain any of the discussion that nukes and the nuke test footage doesn't really exist?
No. Go tell that to the people of Japan. Oh my God. Like, we just need, you know what needs to happen? We need to put all these conspiracy theory people on a plane to go visit the places that they say don't exist. Send them to Japan, send them to fucking Auschwitz, all these Holocaust denying people. Like, just, I love that the most uneducated people make these statements that are heard so loudly.
But do you think that so you have people that believe or don't believe that that happens, right? Well, what about like what is your stance on aliens in itself, like the whole UFO discussion that's going on?
So the alien discussion, like, I think makes more sense than not. Like, the idea that we're alone in the universe, that this vast this that everything everywhere is just about us, seems so just seems like selfish and self-indulging.
But why does the government withhold it if that's the case?
Do you think that people could handle that?
Do you think the US government could keep that a secret and keep things under wraps for 80 years,
I mean, we
however
still
long
don't
it
know who
was?
killed JFK.
But that's an
I think,
inside job. We're talking
but
about
that's what I'm
external
saying.
factors.
If you look at aliens in general, right? If you think about it, um, I love the fact that
Looking at a Playboy.
I love that we had diagrams of their anatomy, and he's like, Playboy, that'll work. Um, I think that if you look at aliens being real, it immediately disproves all religion. So, like, 57% of America realize they've been lied to, and what happens? What happens to the moral standard in the country? Like, everything just goes to shit. Which is why I feel like if aliens exist and they're not willing to engage, you kind of like, I'm okay that they keep it a secret because anarchy, bro.
Some may say that that's the better route to go, though.
Anarchy.
Isn't the whole idea of establishments kind of the reason why the world is the way that it is? Because everyone wants just to have more power, and it's such a gross, unbalanced power struggle that's going on right now.
I don't think that aliens solve the problem of the establishment unless they're willing to somehow change things, and that's obviously not the case because we don't have. I love the hair, by the way, and the fake nose. I think it's a fake nose. It looks like a fake nose for Jack. Um, but I think that if intelligent life was able to actually better human society, that could topple some of that. But I don't know. I think that's why I say I hope that it's like Star Trek aliens versus Mars Attacks aliens, because in that world everybody lives in a sharing culture, where in this world they just make zap zap and wear little banana hammocks.
I wonder if Tim Burton is as crazy as his movies are.
I think that he could just be just interesting. You know, I mean, you don't have to be crazy.
They're so smart that they just did a head transplant from the Chihuahua to Sarah Jessica Parker's body.
I mean, I love how quick they had the funeral.
I love how many people gathered.
Yeah. Popular man.
Billy Glenn, true American hero.
All these guys knew how to load a gun. Billy Glenn, not so much.
But he died with the flag in his hand.
Oh, light gun video games. One of the sad losses of LCD TVs. Were you a light gun video game kid?
I did not have a lot of toys as I was growing up. So I did not have the light gun for Nintendo.
Were you a light gun arcade game fan?
Yeah, yeah. Some Lethal Enforcers, House of the Dead, stuff like that was just like always pretty fun.
The good old days. I thought you were going to say Area 51, which would have been a
I
great tie-in.
not so much that game. Definitely Lethal Enforcers and the second House of the Dead. House of the Dead 2
Mhm.
was like an arcade staple.
Yeah. Did you ever play Mad Dog McCready or whatever it was called?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, that was like an OG light gun arcade game that had like its own booth. It's very cool.
I did enjoy the Terminator 2 arcade game. That was fun.
With the affixed guns.
Yes.
You know, they put that out as an arcade one-up. Like you can get a mini version for your house now.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Pierce Brosnan figured out the aliens.
With his pipe.
Yes, that man has an unlimited supply of tobacco.
I wonder if that was just part of the script, or Pierce Brosnan was like, let me
Let me add
just have
something to
this,
this
yeah, let me
character.
just have this cocksucker smoke a pipe the entire time.
You know what I think intelligent men do? They drink whiskey and smoke a pipe. You're right. I feel like pipes have really gone, they've really gone away.
Non-existent unless you're a Native American in a movie.
Yeah, like cigars are so big. No applause. No doves.
And once again, they didn't learn. They're just gonna get fucking toasted.
Well, at least they had him on the other side of the Capitol lawn, right? They brought him
Yeah.
over to this is the classic insurrection. This is the classic attack on the Capitol in the 90s. That Pierce Brosnan Bond look. Lexington Steel. Pierce Brosnan. That's classic.
Remington Steele.
Oh, there you go. Was it?
Lexington Steele's a porn star.
Pierce Brosnan could have done well for himself.
Oh my god.
I can't believe they let the Martians address Congress.
I can't believe you confused a 1980s TV show with a African American porn star.
I honestly did not know that that was the case, but I'll take your word for it.
Come on. Don't even, you can't skate past that. Like, you don't just pull the name Lexington Steele out of your ass. You must have been a huge fan.
I don't know how I got there, but it got there.
That's so funny. He's like, fuck him. Starts mowing people down.
I like how most things just dissipate, but some things explode.
And that's how Americans do it.
Yeah. Attack. And steal Pierce Brosnan. That'd be my response too.
Attack?
No, take a shot.
Wow.
At this point, it's just like, well, hopefully they got all they wanted.
Yeah, now I want some fucking donuts. Jesus Christ. And
Now
not
we're in the
because
bunker.
those were cake donuts. I prefer some yeast donuts as opposed to cake, but I'll dabble in that too.
You a Krispy Kreme man?
I do prefer Krispy Kreme over Dunkin'.
Well, I mean, I prefer most things over Dunkin'.
Yeah. I'll take like grocery store donuts over Dunkin'.
That's because they sell Krispy Kremes at grocery stores.
Yeah, but whether it's a Meyer, a Jewel, or if you're a Floridian or Southeast resident, Publix for sure. Those donuts over Dunkin'. There's so many times I've ordered Dunkin' and I'm just like, yeah, I think I'm not gonna get these donuts anymore. And then I get them again, thinking like, oh, maybe it was just a bad batch last time. It's like, no, they're all shit.
Yeah. Yeah, as somebody who used to go to stores and bring people donuts and coffee, it's surprising how many people prefer the Dunkin', but mostly because the coffee's good.
Yeah, that's just crazy to me. Like, really? Coffee? That's what you want the most out of everything? Like, no, you get the fucking donuts. Quit being an asshole.
Agreed.
Anyone who's like, oh, no coffee for like this morning meeting, like, you assholes were gonna stop at Starbucks or Dunkin' anyways. So don't blame me if I didn't bring coffee.
Well, no, usually in retail, like it's the old timers who complain there's no coffee because the young kids are like over and slamming Red Bulls.
Coffee's for closers.
That's it.
That's only when I bring it
that
up.
should have been your comeback.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I wouldn't be
Dave.
at this meeting
Coffee's
if
for
you guys
closers.
weren't closers.
Oh, Mitch and Murray asked me to come down here.
Such a good movie.
Underrated sales movie.
I love how before like our watch alongs were like so scene by scene talk about the movie that it's just
Yeah,
diverged into like, you like Dunkin' Donuts? Me neither.
yeah, yeah. No, well, I mean, they can't show us a famous donuts place many times without us, you know, evaluating the quality of donuts.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get some tomorrow morning.
The hand gestures of this president during this speech really give you hope that everything's gonna be okay as
The
he
nervous
just
twitching.
wiggles and twitches. I love how they're now offended by the presidential seal because there's a bird.
Do you think that Tim Burton came up with like a script for the alien cackles? Like there's a reason, a rhyme and reason as to what they're doing and why they're doing it.
Um, I'm gonna say probably. Oh, wait. IMDb has the answer to that. It says the
Mm-hmm.
film's writers were not sure what the Martians should sound like, so its script used ack for all the lines of dialogue, and this became their actual language in all future Mars Attacks merchandise and media. So they used a filler, and the filler became. You gotta love it. Also, did you notice another bit of IMDb trivia? Did you notice that the people, the ray guns, either turn the skeletons red or green?
Yes.
That's because this movie had been scheduled for a Christmas release.
That's a weird release time for this type of movie. When was it released?
It was released on,
Oh, it was released in December.
yeah, December 13th, 96. So yeah, Christmas movie.
Hmm.
Who knew?
Would you say this is one of your favorite Christmas movies?
No, no. I don't even qualify it as a Christmas movie. Who knew? Who knew it would be? This is Lisa Marie, the Calvin Klein model that you were inquiring
Wow,
about.
okay. I mean, sure, she's no Lexington Steel, but she's fairly attractive.
She's a Martin Short Calder material.
She's got some Sandra Bernhard vibes going on.
Very true. You got to love that they just let him bring floozies into the White House.
Yeah. How obvious is it that she's not who she says she is? Or she didn't even really say anything, did she?
No, that's the whole joke. She doesn't talk. I think the funniest thing is her purse. Little ode to Batman to get to the JFK Swingers Lounge.
Well, Martin Short did read for Batman back in the day.
Oh, that would have been
No, I'm totally kidding. He didn't, but it would be funny if he did.
Tom
Huh?
Hanks did.
Huh? Did he really?
Yeah,
No, I'm Batman, for God's sakes.
yeah. You're my favorite deputy, Robin. What was the big deal with fish in the 90s being erotic? Is that why you moved to Florida, to be near all the fish?
No, it was because I hated Illinois taxes. But Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing. If you're or you just made that up because
I
I've
mean, there was a
never.
lot of fish stuff going on. Remember the Troy McClure Simpsons storyline?
No, no, I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, no, he had a thing for fish. Apparently, that's why he couldn't stay married to Selma. Also a Bouvier.
I do remember the whole Deuce Bigelow male gigolo plot line with fish, but
That
I don't
too.
know if that's necessarily a sexualized thing. I think it's just rich people like fish, I guess.
And Rob Schneider.
Well, he was cleaning up or staying at a gigolo's house that had money, so ew.
Yeah, no, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't stick your finger in people's mouths, smart and short. And then she opens the most. Oh no, she whacks him. The ultimate power walking.
Yeah. It's like that scene in Wedding Crashers when Todd comes in.
Tummy sticks.
No tummy sticks, no tummy sticks. Oh Christ.
Such a Mission Impossible-esque mask. The most obvious purse.
Oh, poor dog.
They really don't like pets. He's been slimed.
And now they're just freaking out.
Now they're gearing up, man. An assembly line of Martian attackers. Yeah, this movie should have been way more popular than it was. How do you think this movie would do today?
Hmm. I think it would probably do better in the age of movies such as Cocaine Bear, The Meg 2. You know, I think people like a little bit of ridiculous, fun, apocalypse type movies.
I think the CGI would be much better. This
Sure.
is some Justice League level CGI.
I think the cast would be about the same, if not the exact people that were in it before. Otherwise, they'd just use like everyone from Nightmare Before Christmas. Just toss it all in here.
Oh man. Oh, the poor Boy Scouts. The discovery that makes it possible for us to take out Martians.
Nitrogen. So I think this is where I stopped watching the movie. I don't remember what happened, or I don't know what happened.
This is where it gets kind of airplaney. When the Martians are just like excessively trying to kill everybody, and it just gets silly.
That's funny. I could appreciate that.
And the Martians storm the White House. But luckily, Pam Grier's kids are in the White House. That's James Monroe. That's a Martian.
Yes.
Those are the staircases they won't let you go up when you visit the White House.
How long do you think you could survive an alien invasion?
I like an alien invasion like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to say I could survive the whole thing, but let's be honest. I would not do well.
Would you try and just do the whole hide and survive as long as you can, or would you?
Yeah, I think that would be my move.
Yeah.
I think that would be my move. Would you be an aggressor? Would you be out there attacking like these kids? Get that president out of here.
I would. I think I would probably go the whole Red Dawn approach. I would try and find like a militia and you know, just try and fight for the freedoms that we have left, and just fight them on the turf that we know the best. So I'd just go to like Costco and Sam's Club all the time and just try and lure them in there, and then take them out one by one.
I think they made that into a movie with Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn.
What was that?
The Watch. There was an alien movie where they literally
Oh, really?
Costco.
I've never seen that.
There you go, buddy. There you go. Not as good as Mars Attacks. Oh man, the Jack Nicholson character with the dollar sign suit with the aliens is by far the best. By far.
The Woe does it for me, I think.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson, the serious actor.
You can't handle the Jack.
When he knows that it's ridiculous, he likes to have some fun.
Oh yeah. I think I appreciate him more in non-serious roles than serious roles.
So I take it you're probably a big anger management fan with Adam Sandler.
That is a pretty great movie, yes. I do enjoy
Tom
it.
Jones.
And
There we go.
Here's your favorite part. Now, I have a very important question for you. In his IMDb picture, Tom Jones has a goatee. Are you a clean shaven or a goatee Tom Jones guy?
I mean, I guess if I have a preference, I know he's getting up there in age, and he's still somewhat of a woman crazy kind of guy. So I guess I'll just say goatee. I don't know, sure, but I don't know if I have a preference.
Do you have a favorite Tom Jones song?
I would have to say that. That's not unusual if that's the name of the song. I mean,
Do
it's
you do
the.
a do you
Go
do a
ahead, Warriors.
specific dance along with said song?
I can't do that dance, but funny enough, I've heard one of his albums quite a few times, and so I know a lot of different songs by him. But I would say that that's my favorite, happy-go-lucky type of feel-good song.
And you know what? Why can't that crazy love be yours, Danny?
Man, he still performs, and he's still just kind of gross, and like he just sweats all over women and gets their underwear and stuff. It's
Oh,
crazy.
I'm sure.
My wife's mom, my mother-in-law, is a big Tom Jones fan.
I mean, apparently Danny DeVito is too. This is great. And punch in the face. It's that secondary head trauma.
Yeah, I saw you fight once.
It's great. Oh, the Stardust's long since gone. I feel like a lot of these signs are no longer in Vegas.
Yeah.
We come in peace. The Luxor was like new back then.
No, not Donut World.
How's
I
that
like
guy
how
gonna
they
get
have
the
the
word?
cops running from Donut World.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. How did he already get a Purple Heart?
That
It's
just
5 minutes
yeah.
and he's already got a Purple Heart.
So typical American.
Hmm. You gotta love it. And you gotta love the doomsday room that they've got, like that I'm sure exists somewhere from like the Cold War. Ah, the French.
No, no.
Say it, Frenchie. Say chowder.
We have we have ways of getting you to pronounce your R's.
Oh man.
Chaldea. So for anyone who doesn't know that, that's an old 90s Simpsons reference.
Simpsons are strong in this episode, even though they have nothing to do with the movie. I love how this general is so insistent. Like, let's go, buddy.
Get your shit together, Mr. President.
It's time. It's time. Letting it fly, buddy. Do you think we try and nuke the aliens
I would think so.
with the assumption that the alien technology would not be superior to our own? What is it at this point that they built the first nuke in the 50s? So like our own 70-year-old technology is
Yeah.
going to save us.
They're not antiquated at all.
No, I feel like this scene, though it's very old, is 100% representative of just how ineffective our nuclear arsenal would be against any alien. Like, not even a little bit. Like, ooh, we got a little turbulence, and ooh, what happened? What is it? What's in the balloon?
Contacts are like trying out on me.
Oh man.
He's given up.
He's
President
done.
Jack is just like, fuck this, it's done.
It's whatever. And then of course they gotta blow up Big Ben. Because let's take out Parliament. Oh no, not Mount Rushmore. Ag, 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 ag.
Have you been to Mount Rushmore?
I have not. It is on it's on the road trip to-do list, but have not been to South Dakota. I've been in North Dakota, never South Dakota. Have you seen one of the things from Easter Island? They have one at the Smithsonian in DC.
No.
Thus its appearance in the Smithsonian movies with Ben Stiller. One of the museums.
Those were good movies.
Quite good. I mean, they weren't Godzilla movies.
That fucking shit is just hilarious. Just their cackles.
Oh man. The fact that they have windshield wipers inside their cabin, inside their helmets. I'm gonna go in my pickup truck that never needs gas and get grandma.
And I've had this thing on for the last 5 hours.
I love that they still have the War of the Worlds mech suit. Baby Yoda would be proud. Smush, smush. Now it's coming at him like a T-1000. Or are they going through the old? I think this was filmed in the old Neon Graveyard. That's something I wish I've seen in Vegas.
I don't even know what that is.
There's a area or like a property where they have all of the decommissioned neon signs, and they're just like there for you to walk through, kind of like a would-be
okay.
art appreciation installation.
Gotcha.
Oh, Danny. You know a movie's good when Danny DeVito's in it.
Poor Danny DeVito. Oh,
He was too happy to shoot him.
still chasing after the red Chevy.
Man, either the Chevy's fast or that Martian's not real fast in the little suit thingy. I mean, why would the Martians need to get at the rest home?
I don't know. Arguably, that's where most of the knowledge of the world is. They're all old, so they've
Is
got a
it?
lot of experience there. Maybe
I
they
mean,
can utilize their brains in a certain way.
maybe.
They could just, or they could just pick up on sadness and depression, and they're just like, let's end their lives.
Or they could get snuck up on with a giant brainalyzer.
Grandma. That's
Uh,
hilarious.
and the solution is just Hank Williams. Oh, so great. And if aliens attack, don't you think we'd find some kind of ridiculous thing that
It's like,
would save us? Like
yeah,
just the dumbest. Like, oh, pinky toes, that gets them.
it's the COVID vaccine might might be the.
Oh.
Not to say it was ridiculous. It's the little green orb from the Rock, the VX gas orb.
It's a really elegant string of pearls configuration. Oh man. It's a snow globe.
This is the only scene I remember from the trailer.
It's so good. Like this scene in general, you get some of the best monologues. Mush. The shrink ray absolutely does it for me. That whole scene is great. One-handed Uzi, just all of the we can still escape. It's still possible.
He was shooting with such confidence too.
Yeah. And then we just need a Jack monologue. You can't have Jack in a movie without a great speech. The only part of the movie we shouldn't step on. Would you join the Martians?
Um, I think I probably would, just to stay alive.
I like how there was a disclaimer at the end.
I mean, if they're killing everyone, I mean, isn't it just
Sign me
like,
up,
yeah,
buddy.
I'll help out, like whatever. I'll show you how to work an Xbox,
Yo, snitches
whatever
get
you need.
stitches, Danny. Where's your undying allegiance to America?
It burned up along with all the others that had the welcome wagon there for him.
The gag hand.
Ugh. They bishoped him.
And then the flag. I claim this planet in the name of Mars. I need a U-42 explosive space modulator.
After all that, just dead.
Man, the poor man in his tractor. That red truck is the hero vehicle of this movie. You're making fun of it. It saves the planet. An old red pickup. What I don't understand is how they keep the record from skipping as they're driving that fast.
It's not a CD.
Records skip easier than CDs.
Yeah, but not if it's in an old Chevy truck.
Oh, that's
It's compatible. It's compatible.
Yes, no. There's always an auxiliary in an old Chevy truck.
Not gonna lie, there's been a few times during this watch along that I've struggled to stay awake.
Is it the Hank Williams that's getting you?
I think so. Maybe it's just the
It just puts you out like a Martian.
you know what? It's the Martians serenading me with a whack, 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 whack. And then,
It just lulls you to sleep.
yeah, it just makes me calm. I don't know.
Oh man. Oh no. The Martians are assembling on the runway they need to get out of here on. What are we gonna do?
They're doing a Guardians of the Galaxy 13% of a plan right now.
I feel like this movie was made with 13% of a plan. I like how Jim Brown's ready to go.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. Get into a fist fight with a Martian. The uppercut cracks it down, and
There we go. Here comes the
somehow
melee.
nobody had a gun to take out the plane. How much would your hand hurt after hitting all that glass?
I would imagine it'd be broken after the first one.
Oh no. They got him. They got Jim Brown.
They crucified him.
I mean, they didn't hang him anywhere. He was just on the ground. Those boom boxes, man, they get dangerous. So dangerous. How did people find this many copies of the same song without iTunes? Did they just break
Well,
into
this was
Tower
they went
Records?
to the radio station, right? So they're broadcasting it.
But that's India. Like, they can't broadcast to India.
Yeah, that's true. This was pre internet and Spotify and Pandora days, right?
Yeah, everything analog, buddy. Everything analog. Even for the Martians. They didn't turn off the radio, right? Like, oh man, somebody's head exploded.
Yeah.
Maybe we should turn off the radio. Probably not. We should wait until our brains explode. Just like every movie, we learn that music keeps the American spirit going. Saves us is music. That's what makes us advanced. Oh, a love story that leaves them in the ocean or river or wherever they are. With the world destroyed and the Martian mothership sinking in our ocean, surely polluting and killing all the animals, everything's gonna be okay. Because there's a groundhog. 6 more weeks of winter.
It's not a Bill Pullman Independence Day speech, but let's let this guy talk to everyone.
I want her to sing The Sound of Music. The hills are alive. I like how she kept her headdress on. And the deer loved Tom Jones.
As she should.
Bring out your dead. Oh, this is the best. The mariachi national anthem. And Natalie Portman's the president.
I mean, next in line, right?
I mean, you know, she's then a queen and a senator after this. So she does okay. Natalie Portman's first job in politics. President after Mars attacked. And the extreme platform on those Brat style shoes makes her height accessible for this role. I like how the donut guys prepared a speech.
as we get closer and closer, or maybe not even closer, but under the guise of getting closer to finding out if there's truly aliens out there, this movie is also coming to an end.
Sadly, sadly. But for those of you that really want to keep the Mars attacks going all year round, there was a recent announcement from everybody's favorite fill in the empty building company, Spirit Halloween, that they will be releasing a 6.5-foot Martian warrior this year in the Mars attack style.
I was just yeah, funny you mentioned that. I was just at a Spirit Halloween store, and they have a whole bunch of Mars Attack stuff.
It's back, baby. So for those that really enjoy this movie, you can live it all year round.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It is, man.
But I'll be honest with you. I'm going to ask you a question right now. Can you do Mars Attacks all day?
Oh, I can. I can, and I am sad I haven't in a while. Because you know what? Jim Brown lives. He is
does
risen.
live. He does live.
He's risen, and he's down to the apartment where they broke the fourth wall.
But
He's coming to get his lady.
Tom Jones is also alive.
Yeah, he flew the plane.
And he's just he's a falconer now.
He is. He is. And you know what that makes him feel like doing? Singing.
Oh man.
Oh,
I
such
think
a classic, Dan. I don't know how your answer could be anything but I gotta ask you as well. Can you do this movie all day?
no. I almost dozed off a few times during this. And I might during like the video edit just kind of point out when I was dozing off, because I think there was just like certain times where I opened up my eyes. I was like, oh shit, I think I fell asleep. I don't know for how long, but
I was
yeah, I
just
mean
engrossed in the movie, letting it breathe. It was great.
the movie itself, surprisingly better than I thought it would be. Uh, and this is me seeing this almost 30 years since it first released, and not bad. It's not bad. I do find it entertaining. Great cast, and a lot of them, obviously over the top under Tim Burton's direction, and it was good. But can I do it all day? Nah.
And this is the airplane of alien movies.
I guess I don't know. I mean, I might settle for Monty Python and the Life of Brian just for that one flying saucer scene over this. But yeah, man. I will say, great tropes throughout everything, great character actors, and a lot of fun can be had in this movie. But I will say, I am kind of glad that it's over.
I'm sadly sorry to hear you say that, but
it's got a good soundtrack.
it does have a great soundtrack. And it's got a lot of rewatchability.
It does. It does. Not to say I won't watch this movie again, but it's not going to be one of those movies where I'm like, hey, I want to watch Mars Attacks. It'll be like more of
a great movie to get your kids to watch.
Maybe. But even then, I think they'll be bored with the over the topness, and they won't appreciate some of the Tim Burton subtleties. But
I don't know. The Martians are pretty great, but I would hope that our audience enjoyed this. maybe opened them up to a movie that they missed, like Danny did. And I'd love to hear some comments and see what everybody thought about this one.
I'd love for you all to comment if you find out or notice when I start to doze off, because
Oh, it's obvious. You'll love it. You'll love it.
if you do point it out, and if you do recognize it, comment on one of the socials, on the YouTube, or even on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and I will shout you out on the next episode because you have a keen eye. But until next time, I'm Dan the Part-Time Avenger. That's Mark the Resident Jedi.
See y'all later. Like, subscribe, call out our next rewatch. We're ready to go.
Thank you very much for joining us on this watch along of Mars Attacks. We'll see you next time.